Okay, today, remember there's that pad that we've been working on, the garage I keep talking about. Well, the boys from JC Garages are here today. They've rocked up, and this is the garage we bought a while ago off Jaden. And yeah, so basically what they do is they bring it flat pack and set up the walls and the trusses and everything and chuck her up. But yeah, they're a well-oiled machine based out of Waihi.
Yeah, Waihi.
Waihi, so I'll tell you right now, we've done a few of these relocated garages, and they're the way to go. If you were to buy this garage new, I mean, I don't know, you'd probably spend 30 grand for a new garage, I imagine, these days. Plus.
And wait 6 months.
Yeah, and wait 6 months to get it. You know, a relocated garage, it's not going to be as brand new as a new one, obviously, but once you paint them up and stuff, the iron comes up like new, and they're, for the price, they're awesome. So, yeah, I'm going to start working on this fence and helping these boys out where I can, but otherwise we'll just touch base here and there and see how they go. Save us all there.
Yeah.
Coming together.
It's almost because the log is being like rock. We're doing all the easy bits.
What's that?
We're doing all the easy bits.
Yeah.
All the fiddly stuff.
But to be honest, it's like just getting the framing up, then I can just chip away at it anyway.
Yeah, because we'll get...
Yeah, so what will you get done?
You get truss that.
Yeah.
Probably all the purlins on.
Alright, so ripping this fence down here so we can continue that fence on. Bit of undergrowth here, so unfortunately some of these things are going to have to come out. But this vine that's going through here looks like it actually comes through onto our place. I think it might come from here, which could be a bit of a shame, because then unfortunately we're going to have to pull that out, which is going to mean unfortunately the vine's going to have to go. Well, the shed's coming along nicely, truss is going up. Looking good here. It's a shame the sun couldn't come out. It's bloody freezing here today. Do you want me to? I'll grab you a jersey if you want.
Oh, it's tempting.
Looking good. Also, this fence over here, gone. Nice and open. Looks like a big burn pile, actually. Today, we're back into it, and look behind me, you'll see the basic skeleton of a shed. Let's have a look at what they got done. So, you can see obviously it's a bit dirty. It's been sitting for a few months now, so it needs a water blast. So the boys, I did a deal with them, paid them basically $500 to just erect the whole frame, and then I would finish the rest. You can get them to do the whole thing, but I figured I'd do it myself, maybe regretting that right now. But you can see it's a nice big shed, heaps of room. So now I need to put on the iron, doors, flashings, everything else. Need to strap the roof, put building paper on and so on. But I'm just looking forward to being able to get everything out of the house into the shed. Then I can actually finish some of the last bits in the house. Now if we walk through the shed door out here, this is what I was working on yesterday. We've pulled that old fence out, which is here, and yeah, basically putting some new posts in here, and I've got rails and palings and everything that I want to get on today. Also discovered here there's this vine that runs onto their property, which is quite cool. We thought it was theirs, but it actually turns out that it's on our property right here. So I'm going to fence over the top and leave that vine running onto their property, but I'm going to keep the one on this side, and we're thinking we might put our own little pagoda or something here that we can run the vines on. Yeah, so I've just put this post in, so let's mix up some concrete and just crack right into it. It's going to be a hot day today. Now I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but with these bags of concrete, I prefer to pre-mix it in the wheelbarrow. I find if you do that, you mix it really well before you put it in, you just get a way better result. It goes off quicker and it's just much harder, even though they say that you can pour it straight in the hole. If you can, mix it in a barrow, mix it up good, and you'll get a much better result. Knife, cut. Okay, so we've got all our palings on, apart from a little bit at the end, but still need to figure something out there. But now I've gone along with the level and we've got a nice straight line. So it doesn't really matter how straight the palings are at the top, as long as the lowest one is the point where you want it to be. So now we're going to go along with the skilly and cut right along that line, and we'll have a nice straight fence. Let's do it. Okay, here we go. Looking good. Thinking I might run a capping along the top, but not sure yet. So the next thing I'm going to do is this here. I've got to get rid of all this wood. I'm probably going to chop it up, firewood or something, and need to get the roof on that garage. So lots to do, lots to do. Can you climb up the ladder? So it's been a few days now, a week of plastering work, but now we're back into the shed this weekend. Yesterday Ash and I got into this roof, and as you can see behind me, we've put the brace strapping across. And it's quite amazing, that brace strapping that goes across, the shed was kind of wobbly, and then you get that strapping on and you tension it up, and this shed is so tight you can't even move it. So it runs right across the purlins each way. Then we've got our building paper that's like a waxy kind of a thick paper that runs across, and that goes under your iron. So if you do get any little leaks that come through, the water in theory will just run right down, but hopefully there shouldn't be any leaks. But we started working on the iron yesterday because it sort of comes in a pack from the place we bought the shed, and I must say she's pretty rough. She's pretty rough. You can see from up here, I mean, it needs a water blast and a tidy up, but there are more than a few spots that are got a little bit of rust and stuff, which I'm not too happy with. But I mean, we only paid $3 grand for this shed, so you can't really complain too much. But at the moment, we're going to finish getting this roof on today, and it's a bit of a tricky thing actually, because you've got all these bits of flashing and stuff that have to go around the front. Like if you can see on that shed there, it's the same kind of shed, and it's quite tricky. You have to make sure everything lines up and all the pieces line up. So first off, we're going to get this on, we're going to get it watertight, siliconed off everything, so that when we do get some rain, it's not a problem. But I'm going to immediately go on the hunt for some new iron or some second-hand iron that's decent, because yeah, just not really a fan of this stuff. But yeah, for now we'll just get it up so that it's all good and we can get stuff inside the shed and feel comfortable it's not going to get wet. But anyway, I've been talking for long enough. Right now I'm just going along. I've been over onto that shed and had a measure, because it is literally the exact same shed. Ours is just a little bit bigger. But I've had a measure off to find where the front needs to start so that we can stack these back and then screw them down and start getting our flashing on. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, so I measured off that other shed, so I'm trying to find, I want this to be 100 back from the edge here, so you can see that bit there, you know, it's a bit rusty, so I'm going to be siliconing that before I put my tech screws in. But yeah, you know, they've all just got a little bit of rust. Some of them is worse than others, so new iron is going to be the key here. But for now, let's just get this on right. It's not the ideal day for doing roofing. Of course, it's the windiest day we've had in a while, so I'm sort of just having to do it piece by piece as I go, make sure I've got a screw in everything so it doesn't blow off. But I've basically lined up one side here, and yeah, now we'll start on the other side here, and got our front flashing on. Yeah, she's going to need a fair water blast, rust prime. Okay, we just got home from a wee trip to Rotorua, and Ash is going for some kind of gothic look. She's decided to change to a black. Don't know about that. Okay, well, that looks terrible. So let's move on to what are we really.
Terrible. I just
bought it. It's fucking hideous.
It's not. They're too small. I bought the fucking wrong size.
It looks like what you'd find in a 16-year-old girl's house if she was listening to like punk rock or something.
If there was one.
Okay, as we can see, we've got a shed here, and all is positive. So we've got the roof is more or less all on there. So I've been working on the front, and as the case is with a lot of these old sort of, I guess you call them recycled or relocated garages, there's going to need to be a little bit of tweaking. Some things won't quite fit the way they originally did. Bits of cladding might get damaged. So at the front I've actually ended up completely rebuilding this front pillar here, and I'm going to cut some new cladding for some of these front bits, just to make sure it's got a nice new finish. So we're going to cut this out here so we can replace that up there, and it's going to come up a lot nicer. This weekend I'm excited because we're gonna get into this. This is going to be a massive transformation in a short period of time, because we're going to get the digger in here, boom, we're going to clear all this out so it's nice and flat. We're going to get a put our planter boxes in there, fill those suckers up. We've got a bit of a plan for a backyard landscaping sort of thing with maybe a little fire pit, or, you know, how's your father? Yeah, it's all go. We've been busy doing other things, and now we're like, right, let's get this fucking house finished. So let's crack into it. 260. Right, they'll fit there quite nicely. Okay, just quickly before we move on, so we've obviously got our new cladding in there, looking nice and flash, and then we've got our flashings on the side, looking very good. So basically I'm just sort of reassembling things now, going along, but you can see the difference that it makes putting new cladding in. Where's the old stuff? You know, this is the old bits and pieces, and they've got dings and stuff in them, so nice and new. I'm gonna tell you a little tale from Ryan. So a couple of my old mates were on a boat that exploded from a rogue wave in New Zealand. If you know of it, you've heard of it, and 5 people died and 5 lived, and 2 of those people that died were my friends, and I've been at funerals the last 2 days. I'll start with that and just say that I tell you, it makes you set your priorities and say you love you to the people that you love, and so on, because life is fleeting. It really is. The other thing is, my best friend was also on that boat and survived miraculously, and he'll be the first person to tell you that it was pure luck that he even survived. And it's a tough thing. It really is. It's fucking horrible. And sometimes I find, for me, it's like dealing with these sort of things, it's like the shit is just do something, and I'll put music on and think about the people that have been and gone, and today I think about Mark, and yesterday Richard, and I play music that reminds me of them, and do work, because what more can you do? So anyway, just this is just a thing to say, the people that you love and the people that just, life is fleeting, and take every moment for what it is, the same as Semper. Obviously it's been a tough month. It's been a very tough month. This is a 1.7 ton digger, which we picked up from Micro Machinery Hire in Cambridge. Check them out if you want. some good smaller level diggers. But we've got this because it's time to really kick in the back here and get some work done. And we've got a lot to do because this whole area through here, all of this wood, this has all got to be taken apart, stacked nicely. Every bit of rubbish needs to go to the dump. We've got our little dump pile here that we're clearing out, and then tomorrow the plan is to get in with the digger and level all this out. I'm going to build 2 planter boxes in here. It's all go. What do you reckon, Ash? Is that it? Is that all you got? She's running for mayor, if you didn't see, mayor of Patauru. Yeah, so make sure you get your votes in. Here's another wee angle of the other side. You can see this giant pile. So obviously that's the old fence, because remember we got this nice new fence done. That's Ashley. Oh, come on, vulgar. Yeah, so you can see the big deck we've got there. We're going to make a pagoda thing that's going to come out here. And across here we've got quite a cool little plan of what we're going to do, but I'll surprise you with that later. But first we need to dismantle all this wood so we can get it piled up, and yeah, and then we look at doing dump loads and then digger tomorrow.
This is scary. Nah, you're good.
Alright, daylight saving, so we've gained an hour, which is handy. Digger, a little before and after. We've just cleared all this shit out of here. So let's start the process. Alright, step 1 complete. If you can see behind me, we've got some space. The hill's gone. Looking good. Right, now I'm going to give it a bit of a rake out. Our plan is to have a, this is going to be sort of lawn here, and then down here we're planning a path to a fire pit with another outdoor area here, some planter boxes here. So yeah, give it a bit of a rake, bit of a flatten out if I can. Yeah, nice day. Good day for digging. Before I crack into the next part, planter boxes, I want to get them over there, and I want to do it today while I've got the digger so I can fill them up and save myself some hard labor. These boards all came off the old fence, and yeah, they're quite cool. They've got a real sort of rustic look, so got them here by the drop saw. Gonna cut a bunch of these up and make some planter boxes. All right, 24 boards for 2 13 by 13 planter boxes. Let's whack them together.
Levo?
I don't need to do that just yet. Alright, boom. That's 2 planter boxes, 13 by 13. It only took us, what, an hour?
Yeah.
Ah, beauty. So we'll have some stones in between, and yeah, let's get the digger and fill them up with dirt. You don't know where I'm even going to get the dirt from. Whew, it has been a day, and we've got a lot done. Actually, this whole weekend we've got a lot done. So our planter boxes looking good. Ash has actually chucked a couple of our old veggies in there, so that's good. We've got a bunch of green waste to get rid of there. And then we've got a blank slate here. So you can get an idea. This is sort of roughly where stones are going to go. Going to be grass on each side. You're going to come down here. There's going to be a really cool pizza oven by the punga. Then you're going to hook left. And then there's going to be another outdoor entertaining sort of zone here for lounges. And looking back, looking good. What a change. What a change. Cheers. Ah, it's good.